Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? First, I want to thank you for being so patient. Had a lot of hiccups this month, so all my stuff kind of got pushed back here, there, everywhere. So, and I do always have a list. I mean, I always have people waiting, but it just got a little out of hand this month with the things that were happening where I couldn't work. So thank you for being so patient. And so we're going to talk to Grandpa today. Well, we're going to talk to Roger. Um, I felt sometimes I feel the need. They actually asked me to pull some cards, so I pulled them ahead of time, and sometimes it's just their way of getting a message across. So these are what I call the release cards. In it, this one's surrender worry. Make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart and have faith that Spirit is guiding you always. So he's wanting you to stop worrying. He says you worry that he's okay. Stop worrying. He wants you to let go of the worry. Let go of the worry. He says you're worried about whether you're going to see him again. He says trust. Trust that Spirit, God, divine, whatever word you want to call it. And when I talk about God, sometimes that word offends people. You can call him Buddha. You can call him God. You can call him Source. You can call him George. There is a divine power. Doesn't matter what name you give it. There is a divine power. So trust that they have what's in your best interest. He says, so just trust that I am going to be there to greet you. So then also these, I'm going to take up the whole reading with cards because he's talking. I love you. You are my cup of tea. You allowed me to be me. I didn't have to put on any airs, AIRS. Sometimes these teeth don't work so good. I could just relax and be myself. And, okay, say it again. He said, other people didn't see in me what you saw in me. And it wasn't the outside of me, it was the inside of me. And I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for making my experience down here worth it. It was beautiful being with you. We didn't have everything in the world, but we didn't need everything in the world. We needed the relationship of allowing the other one to be what they wanted to be and still be together. That's probably a sweeter message than I've heard from most of them. Not that they don't all send love back, but he was very at peace being with you in this life. Okay, so anyway, I pulled these 3 little cards, and they're messages from him to you. And the first one's photographs, looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgic, make new memories. He knows that you look at his picture. He knows that you look at pictures of you, your life. Sunglasses. Watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. I'm not sure about the focusing out, but he is watching. And I promise you 1,000% he can hear you, he can see you. Talk to him all you want to. So he's watching. Healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and in life, self-love, self-care, being happier. He wants you to take better care of yourself. He wants you to eat better or do something for yourself or, something for you that make better choices as far as your health or, anyway, I'm not going to elaborate too much on that. So, he's kicked back in a lawn chair outside somewhere. I see a lot of stuff around outside. He's outside. I'm just assuming it's like maybe his backyard, but it's like, I don't want to say junk cars, but just stuff. I can't tell exactly what it all is. A little clutter behind him or something. I don't know. But he's sitting in one of those old web lawn chairs, like had the web that wove, and it looks like it looks like one of the straps is broken, and he doesn't care. He's kicked back. Did he smoke? I get a sense of smoke around him. I'm not exactly sure it's cigarette smoke. Did he smoke something different? I don't think I'm talking about left-handed cigarettes, if you know what that is, but um, maybe cigar, maybe a pipe, maybe Swisher Sweet, something. I'm not sure that it's cigarette smoke, but anyway, you'll get the smell of that. Like for 2 weeks, I would wake up as soon as I opened my eyes, I would smell chocolate chip cookies. Never figured out who was here. Somebody was trying to let me know they were here. So you'll get that whiff of that smoke, whatever that smoke is. And you can be in the store, you can be outside, you can be in your car, you can be in your house. Doesn't matter where you're at, you get that little whiff. That's him letting you know that he's around. He's dropping in to say, I love you. And when he does that, that's a sign. So validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more signs. Give him permission to come in and bring you signs. Sometimes they need permission. I'm not sure that he doesn't really feel like he needs permission, but sometimes they do. And if you let them know that that's them doing that, then they go, oh, look, I'll bring you more. Now you get it. He's got some comfy clothes on in this old lawn chair. And I don't know if he's picking this lawn chair because it's just his style or if he's picking this lawn chair because he actually had one like that. Or maybe you have one like that now in the garage or something. He's very relaxed, very comfy. Okay, there's a larger dog that comes up. It's shaggy. I would say a Sheltie. It looks kind of like a collie. It's got all that hair and stuff, but it looks smaller than a collie. I haven't seen anybody with a collie dog in years, but it looks smaller than the actual large full-blooded collie. But a dog something like that with those colors and that hair. And the dog is with him, and it's wagging its tail and looking at him with a lot of love. He's sitting there kind of ignoring it. Oh, he put his hand down, let it lick him. So that he wants somebody to know that he has their fur baby with him. Maybe he had this fur baby, and now they're reunited. Okay, now he's mentioning a recliner in his home that wasn't brand new, but it was his. It was comfy. It was molded kind of to fit his body because he had been in it for so many years. It may not be the last chair he had, but he's mentioning this one, so I'm assuming it's the last one. Um, it reminds me of my friend who had one, and the seat was like this in it. I mean, you practically your butt would almost go to the floor. That's what he loved. But when the tornado came through, I made the guys throw it away. You need a new chair, man. But something like that, where it's uh, doesn't need it for anybody else. It was his damn chair. So I think he's trying to validate that it's him. I always ask him to give 2 or 3 things to validate so you know for sure that it's your loved one. Okay, now he's showing you laying in bed. It doesn't always have to happen then. You almost feel his stubble, his whisker stubble, rub on your face. You could feel like little pinpricks. It may not feel exactly like that, and everybody feels the energy different. So you're not going to feel it the way I feel it. So I can't tell you exactly for sure how you're going to feel it, but it'll be like he's showing on your left cheek. Doesn't have to be, but it could feel like little pinpricks. It could actually feel like the stubble. It could be that the whole side of your cheek gets really hot. It could feel like just something just that you want to brush off. It depends on how he gets it across and how you receive it. So again, when you feel that, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more if you want more. That's your free will choice. It's like when mine came in one time and the whole side of my face got really hot, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm getting the virus. I got the thermometer out. This side was perfect. This side literally set the alarm off because it's their energy. We're pure energy when we leave, and it's all about love. He says, okay, so when we leave, I call it I say they peel us like an onion. They take all this heavy anger or resentment or hate, they kind of peel it off of us and cleanse our soul, our spirit, and make us vibrate higher and lighter and more full of love. And he said he didn't have a whole lot of cleansing to do because he was who he was when he was here. He was not a mean person. He didn't have a lot to, he said he didn't have a lot of regrets. He was who he was. The people that he loved knew that he loved them. He says he wasn't fake. I didn't have to be the prettiest boy on the block. And he liked that about himself. And he says he likes that you allowed him to be that way. He says, Mom was there waiting for me. I was happy to see Mom. And she made me feel so full of love when I was leaving that I was okay with leaving and going with Mom. I felt like a little kid again, and I was at peace with it and ready. And she's still here. He's saying something about a little sister. Did he have a little sister that passed before him? I'm not sure where he's going with the little sister. And I always tell people the little lady next door can feel more like your grandmother than your grandmother that lives clear across the country that you talk to once a year. So it could be somebody that felt like a sister to him. So I always want to throw that in there, even though it sounds a little wishy-washy. But he's not saying why he's mentioning her. So I don't know if this person is there with him, still here. I, they don't usually give me all the details. Anyway, he's acknowledging this one that feels like he says little sister. Okay, he said the word camp, C-A-M-P. I'm waiting for him to show me. He's not showing me a picture or anything. I don't know. Did you guys like to go camping? That's all he said was the word camp. Sometimes they just throw words out. I know. I've just gotten into it. Absolutely. Love our little camper. Nothing fancy. Uh-oh. You got quiet. Hang on. Okay, so he's back to the worry part of it. He's showing you sitting at a kitchen table with pictures in your hand. You're worried about him. You're worried if he's going to wait for you. You're worried if he's going to be there. To which we kind of already covered that. And oh, he's so sweet. Kind of makes me almost want to cry. As you're sitting there looking at those pictures, now he's showing you at the kitchen table. Doesn't have to be, but this is his show. I allow them to do anything they want to within reason. As you're looking at these pictures, he's sitting in the chair looking at you. He says, I'm right here. And he actually reaches out and puts his hand, I can't do it from this, puts his hand on your arm as you're holding the pictures. He puts his hand on your arm. On your forearm, you should feel this. It could give you a chill. You could just feel a little pressure, almost like putting a tea towel on there sometimes. Sometimes you don't feel much of a pressure. Warmth, usually not coolness, it's usually warmth or tingling, or like, it could be like a hair you can't get off, you keep, or bug crawling or something. Don't know for sure how you're going to feel it, but he actually just lays his hand on your forearm, trying to let you know that he's right there. They are truly that close. It's just like they're around the corner. You have sensed him in the bedroom. I always tell people it's like, usually you'll feel it like somebody walks into the room. You don't hear them, you don't see them, but you feel them. That's their energy that you're feeling. You feel like somebody's watching you, kind of thing. That's kind of that creepy song. You may not know that song. It's actually a stalker song, but that always comes to mind when I feel this. Talk to him. When you think you feel somebody in the room, talk to him. He's closer than you think. And what does it hurt to believe that? Even if you have trouble believing it, what's it going to hurt? You don't have to tell anybody. That's between you and him. Something about his shoes on the other side of the bed. Are his shoes still on the other side of the bed, or have his shoes moved? Like, you may have a pair of his shoes sitting on the other side of the bed, slippers, something, and you go over there and one of them's missing, like been kicked under the bed or turned sideways, or something about those shoes. Okay, I'm not sure who this message is for. He's showing me a picture of my grandparents where my granddad is like up behind my grandma. He's hugging her from behind, kind of around the neck type of thing. He was ornery. So so this picture doesn't have to be exactly like that, but it's my grandparents. So I'm wondering if this is for a grandchild. But there's a picture, an 8 by 10, or pretty good sized picture. Doesn't have to be. It's the way he's showing it. And it's on somebody's dresser, counter. It's sitting on something, not hanging on the wall. Doesn't seem to be. If it's hanging on the wall, it'll do something different. But anyway, this way he's showing it, it's like this picture moves. It's like you set it one way and you come back later and it's moved just a little bit. And it may not move a lot because it's easier for them to do smells and electronics and feathers and those kind of things because they're light and easy for them to move. If you put a boulder in the middle of your living room and ask them to move it, that's probably not going to happen. So whoever has this picture in a frame, watch for it to move a little bit. It could fall over. If it's on the wall, which he's not showing it that way, it could just every so often get tilted and you have to straighten it up and tilt it and straighten it up. It's a picture of the two of you. Again, that's a sign. Validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more signs if you want them. Or whoever this message is for. I'm not sure it's for you. He loves that his grandkids were ornery, that they were true to their own feelings, that most of them get to be who they want to be and not worry about what the outside world thinks. That's a big one right there. That's because we're all worried about what's everybody else going to think if we don't do things the way they think we should. Hell with them. He's pulling my eyes back to this card. Surrender that worry. He's all about you surrendering that worry and taking care of yourself. He wants you to eat better. He says, "Gotta eat better." He says, "You need to be strong when you get here. When I get a hold of you." And he's laughing. And he means that in a sexual way. And they don't usually talk about that, at least not through me. He says, "You're a beautiful lady. You're a blessing in my life. I couldn't have asked for better. Now go in there and wash those dishes." And he's laughing again. Oh, oh, he's ornery. Oh, well, he's going to validate it's him. He says, because he used to walk up behind you when you were doing dishes at the sink. I'm not going to say the rest. But he's also, okay, my friend, okay, I'm going to say a bad word. My friend is always telling his wife, "Smell that?" She goes, "No." He says, "I don't either. Get in the kitchen, bitch." he's saying something like that. Get in there. Cook me something to eat. And he's laughing. He's making a joke of it. I like how ornery he is. He says, I am who I am. That doesn't change. Because deep down, he's just a very loving soul. And he says he didn't let the hang-ups of the world affect him. And he was all about you. Whether he showed you enough or not, he says he was all about you. And he wants you happy until it's time, but it's not time yet. he's, he's ornery. He says, go in there and do them workouts. Be ready for me. Be ready for me. He's cute. So he says, I love my family. I just love my family. And he just like pretty much accepted everybody for the way they were, just like he wanted to be. He says it's not all about that new car. He says people miss the point. It's not about that new car. Worried too much about new cars instead of your loved one. So he wants you to help the others understand that it's not about the new shiny things. It's about your relationship with your loved ones. It's about your heart. It's about your soul. It's about love. And I'll say love is the highest vibration. And there my eyes just went to I've got high vibrations written down here. It's the highest vibration you can have. And that's the ultimate goal for the world, for every single person. Up there, down here, it's the love that people are not getting it. But he got it. So with that, he's going to leave. He's back in that broken lawn chair. If you have one of those, go get it out. It's the ones with the real wide, thick web. I don't think they make those anymore. I think the ones we had back in the day used to break all the time. Okay, with that, he's going to leave, and I smell that smoke again. I can't tell you exactly what that smoke is, so hopefully you'll understand what it is. Know that he's there. Know that he's around. Know that he loves you. Know that he'll be waiting. He's doing this again. He wants you to work out. He's so cute. Okay, much love to you, my dear. Thank you so much for being patient. Thank you so much. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.